views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Tonight's regularly scheduled program, The Loner, will not be seen at this time, so that we may bring you an alternative program. Hey y'all, this is Jon Inahuazo, and welcome back. I'm not going to give you a persona this time, so this is just going to be my personal talk and my personal discussion because we need to talk about something important. It's apparent that I've been busy this week, of course, and I'm going to be busy this whole month. Mostly because I'm doing a bunch of projects, of course, including the pilot episode. I'm currently editing Melanin Wars. So because of all that, of course, including ELA, of course, and some exams, I feel like we need to take a proper break, or I have to take, this show, of course, needs a proper break, aside from a weekly series, of course, of me discussing and, well, talking about my own journey, of course, between life, and maybe commenting, of course, on real life as well. So, as you can see, The Loner, of course, received 15 views, we received 6 views for episode number 5, 7 views on episode 4, 12 views on episode 3, which was mostly my it was an episode that I was fully convinced to produce. Okay, that may not make sense here, of course, but it was a fully convincing episode that I already had an idea. I had brief knowledge about it. I also decided to go ahead and make a whole format when I decided to reach it as well, where I also talked about Comedy Central. And I also want to briefly discuss that as I'm taping this 1 week in advance, of course, or like 1 week in advance, I'm already aware that SLAO, of course, is coming back after like 2 years, of course, after 2023 with season 26. Now we're back with season 27 in July on Comedy Central. It's alongside with Beavis and Butthead. And on Fox, we're looking back at King of the Hill. So this year, of course, might as well be a good year because why not? And even though, of course, I may be alone for the whole summer, at least I could take the advantage, of course, to make my own film. And so instead of me saying that I'll be submitting, of course, a film, of course, on this semester's film festival, I may decide I will be doing a film. I will not be doing that, of course, up until December, or whatever the next fall semester comes in, and whatever the next film festival happens. And if that happens next semester around fall, then I'll be joining it as well. And if not, then maybe next year, probably. So I can take the time, of course, and produce my own album, or, well, in that case, produce my own EP. So just expect that, of course. If I decide to make my own short film, even if it's not experimental or mostly time-consuming, then it will, it's going to be what it is, of course, just a basic student film, of course, without being anything special. So that's what I'm currently doing this as of now. Just doing a bunch of pilot episodes and just doing some projects, some presentations as well. So I want to keep this episode a bit short, of course, mostly because of that. So as I said already, SLAO is coming back, and Music Club, of course, as I've learned, I've also learned something about it. Even though, of course, I really haven't learned anything yet. And I already forgot what I was going to talk about anyway. But I do wish for something, of course, in request for a Player vs. Podcast. If they already heard of the Nintendo Switch 2, then I would like for them, of course, to discuss about that, even though you already have a bunch of commentators, a bunch of reviewers talking about it. It's coming to you, of course, on June 5th as well, of course, if you want to see that, of course. But as I'm taping this up, it's like 1 to 2 weeks in advance. Now I realize why I'm not able to say that, of course. But before, like a week, 2 before the original air date, then this news, of course, would be a bit dated. But, I could just say it, of course, in advice, in advantage, and whatever, of course. I have no idea what I'm talking about anyway. So, yeah, of course, it's been like 3 weeks, of course, as of now, for Music Club Heartbreak Hits, and then we have the talent show. Hopefully, of course, there's something special about that, of course. If they ever upload this talent show, then hopefully this will impress me and give me some brief, maybe give me some ideas, of course, I want to be doing next at college. But otherwise, Mediocrity TV, of course, that's just the only thing I want to discuss about. And then I think there was feedback, of course, afterwards, and then Artificially Corrupted, that was an AI episode. And I still would say the following. I still stand by from what I said already. Don't go ahead, of course, and use AI, of course, for every task. And even so, of course, when it came to Master 92, I'm fully struggling on that, mostly because I have no idea, of course, or any concept, of course, behind elementary algebra. So it's like, even if I'm already failing the final exam, it's like, what's even the point of continuing it then? if I'm already going to get an F at the end, if at the end of the day I'm only going to get an F, I could have just dropped out of that program, of course, or I could have just dropped out of that course and just go somewhere else. I mean, so that of course sucked. And now of course we have some news, of course, that I've learned as well. So apparently we have, Felix in the future, of course, on X or Twitter. Why didn't they decide to split season orders again? That's going to cause confusion for the viewers and the crew members involved. And I guess this all goes back to the Netflix problem, where we're mostly looking at season one. Of course, everything that you're right now watching in season one, season two is a part of season one, season three is a part of season one. It's because of production. So all of this, of course, is going to be confusing as well. So that's the reason why I decided, and I already announced you this already, that season two, of course, of The Loner will not air, of course, up until October 1st. And instead of, because of my stress and all that, of course, and because I'm going to be attending, and because I want a summer job as well, I may decide to only do bi-weekly episodes instead, of course, over the second season. But as I said, you're going to be seeing some new seasons. You're going to be seeing some new topics and a new art style. Well, not a new art style, of course, but a new cover art behind the show. So aside from the cover art that you're right now seeing here, of course, on screen, then you're going to be seeing something else. And sometimes, of course, you may see some experimental video formats as well, where I get to do a video podcast, maybe we do something else, maybe use the soundboard further. So, as I said, of course, it's because of viewership. Of course, I'm not really able to do any of that yet. And mostly because of the lower views. That's just one of the main reasons why I may have to decide that I need to lower down the episode count, of course, or maybe lower down the topics, of course, that I'm discussing here on The Loner. So, even though, of course, you're going to be seeing weekly episodes, of course, as of this semester, you're just going to be seeing bi-weekly episodes the following semester, which next would be by the following season on October, of course, all the way to whenever, of course, the semester ends. So, I'm hopefully reaching for like 12 to 13 episodes, of course, but afterwards, I'll be done for the day, and then I'll be done for the whole semester, and I'll be done for, for my entire savings, or whatever I'm doing anyway. So right now, of course, as you can see, of course, we're currently on see on 6. I'm about to reach 7 minutes as well. So searching for clubs, of course. Next, I'm going to be talking about the students for the experience, of course. And so as I said, hopefully that's going to satisfy me further. And then, of course, afterwards, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. So it says for music, of course, as I said, priority, of course, your productivity, of course, is the main priority, but not at the cost of speed and quantity. And also just prioritize quality as well, because the quality, of course, will matter more than what you already do, more than your own project as well. So if you're generating your own project with AI, then reconsider reviews, because I think you have a better personality, you're a better designer as well. So like, even I look at Instagram, and there's a human, of course, that can really do a lot better with the logos as well. So if you have any ideas, of course, and suggestions that you want me to do, or any suggestions that you want me to discuss about next year on The Loner, then, contact me, of course. My personal email, of course, is jonahuazo386@gmail.com. If you want to talk more about me, of course, if you want to talk to me, or if you want some suggestions, some feedback on this show, then, again, please, of course, contact me, of course, please talk to me, of course, and that way, of course, I can enhance my show further, of course, and maybe, of course, the quality will rise up as well. But I think that's really all I got to say for now. So I'm going to keep this episode a bit short, around like 10 minutes, but otherwise that's going to be about it. So remember, of course, with music production, of course, you can always prioritize on quality, but you also got to prioritize your talent as well. So if your band isn't talented enough, then reconsider your own covers as well, reconsider your own career as well, and just simply move on. But I think it's enough here, of course, here. So until the next summer, of course, I'll see you guys next week, of course, on Students First, where I get to give you guys a remote production of The Loner. But for now, this is me, Jon Inahuazo, of course, on behalf of Essex County College's podcast club. And I would like to suggest you, of course, to tune in next time, of course, where I'll be on video, where you'll be seeing my perspective, of course, on their clubs, of course. And so maybe expect for Searching for Clubs Volume 2. And I think that's about it, of course. And also for autism as well, since Central High School is already failing to exceed or even meet the state requirements, of course, I feel like they can really do a lot better, of course, by enhancing and performing. But I don't really have any suggestions as well, because there's not really any hope anyway for the autism program. Premium activities, of course, is the basic math isn't going to prepare you for college preparations. Of course, you're not going to prepare you for college. And I'm just thankful that over the summer, of course, I'll be taking some first-year college experience, of course, as well. So that's going to be on my list, of course, but I think that's going to be about it. So, hope you guys, of course, have enjoyed the recent episodes, of course, that I've been making. If you don't, then again, please suggest me, of course, on what I can improve and give me some feedback, some critique, because that's what I'm going to be doing next, of course, my pilot episode named Rawless Critiques, because I'll be the criticizing on reviewers, criticizing, of course, the movie, criticizing on the media. So I'll be making one new episode, of course, as well. But it's just going to be one new show. So that, of course, you won't be seeing that, of course, on Loner, but I'll be making that, of course, at home. So in the meantime, I think I've said enough here, of course. I would like to thank all of you guys for listening to me, of course, and next week, as I said, join me outside, of course, and let's just see what's in there, and hopefully, of course, I can reconsider my views, of course, in the film club as well. But that's about it, so see you guys next week at the same time, the same hour, and if not, then I'll catch you guys anytime, of course, whatever you're interested here. Anyways, I said enough here, of course. This outro is already going on for too long, so have a great night, have a good evening, have a good morning. All of that, of course, from all of us here, of course, at Essex County College. This is me, Jon Inahuazo, signing off for the night and signing off for the afternoon.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.